it would have been more appropriate to bring it up as an agenda item
nenate dafa waroon pour ñu isi ko ñu def ko agenda item
in the subsequent council meeting.
mooy meeting yi nga xam ne dañ council dañ ko dee am
Do you agree with that?
nena nango nga loolu
Wow.
yes
And is there any reason why it was not discussed subsequently regarding um, the 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 unlawful process or the departure from normal procurement process in relation to the contract given to SAP?
nena ndaa dafa am lu tax contrat bi nga xam ne jox ngeen ko saa andu leen wala yow topp leen yoon bi nga xam ne boobu moo war comme ni mu waree
No, no, no. Is there any reason why it was not brought up as an agenda item in the subsequent meeting? Because the mayor was not present.
nena lu taxoon comme lu ma la wax tal leen ko pour isi ko si agenda bi waaye comme wax na moom si boppam wax na ne mayo bi si boppam fekke wutoon noonu
Okay, let me take it again.
nena ba léegi ñu repeat ko
The mayor was not present when SAP was given the contract.
nena saa buñ ko joxoon contrat dafa fekk yow mayo bi fekke wuloo
Now, the contract was given to SAP. That's going by the mayor's testimony. Was given to SAP and by the influence of the finance director.
nena contract bi dañ ko mujjee jox saa ci kaw influence bi nga xam ne finance director def na
And general council at that point did not take the matter back to the normal procurement process and the contracts committee.
nena te general council bi ñoom lu ñu def nena yóbbu mbir mi comme ni mu waree mu daal di dem si contract committee
For it to be subject to tender.
pour nga gis ne ñu mën a ko tëral si tender
And so when you came back, the subsequent meeting,
nena waaye yow bi nga delluwaatee bi nga ñib si meeting bi nga xam ne am ngeen ko
you should have raised the issue
nena la yow la waroon mooy da nga waroon a raise issue bi da nga ko waroon a wax
to address the anomaly there.
da nga gis ne loo xam ne jaarutoon foofu ngeen dal di ko jagar mu dal di nekk loo xam ne dafa jaadu
Now, you had agreed with that.
nena nangu nga loolu
No, you had agreed with that.
nena yow da nga agree da ngeen agree woon si
Now,
loolu
why was it not brought up?
nena lu tax yow sa boppa isiwuloo mbir mi ngeen waxtaan ko
Well, lead counsel, foog naa wax naa la ne waxtaanoon naa seen CEO.
think I told you that I have discussed with
waxtaan naa see di den deputy mayor tamit.
and I discussed with the deputy mayor
waaye pour bañ a rusloo suma boppa.
but to avoid making myself to fall in this shape
si suma biir colleagues yi.
in my with my colleagues.
Because xam naa ne this was premeditated dañ ko plan.
I know or I knew that it was a plan.
Because boobu nekkul the first time mu def ko.
And this was not the first time they did it.
nekkul the second time mu def ko.
And this was not the second time he did it.
kon moom li mu doon def xam na ko.
Then he knew what he was up to.
It was premeditated.
It was
premeditated.
premeditated.
So dafa xaar ba ma dem.
He waited until I left.
Comme liñ daan wax di den deputy mayor rek.
As they are saying at the deputy mayor.
Su fi mayor bi nekkut yow tam yaay mayor doole bi mu am nga am.
If the mayor is not there, you are the deputy mayor. The powers she got, and that's the same power you have.
Loolu Kamara wax na ko ëpp na million times.
Kamara have said that more than 1 million times.
léegi daf ko oo moom si boppam den deputy mayor bi.
Sometimes he owed the deputy mayor himself.
di ko bugg a war ne ko mayor bi doole bi mu am yow moom nga am.
To say to him that the powers that the mayor have is the same powers.
Do you agree with that?
bi ma ko waxee su ma fa nekkutee.
And I nangu nga loolu.
su ma fa nekkutee.
If I am not there,
suma doole bi moom la amee.
he got my powers.
Mayor, he asked you a question. Before you continue answering the question, making your statement, answer the question. You said the finance director said the deputy mayor has the same powers. And the council asked you a question. And the question was, is that so? Is that what you believe, that the deputy mayor has the same powers as the mayor?
Deputy mayor bi amul comme doole bu ma amee.
No, see, the deputy mayor don't have the powers as I have.
You can continue.
Waaye moom loolu lañ ko gëmloo.
But that is what they make him believe.
gisoon naa ne gars yi doon operaté.
I saw the way they were operating.
So bi ma waxee CEO bi.
When I talk to you, Lou,
as my technician and advisor,
as my technician and advisor,
mu won ma ne li suñ ko yóbbu council
he assured me that if you take this to council,
ba council ànd ci
until when the council agreed on it,
ba pare soo gisee timing bi
and if you see the timing,
diggante bi maa dem ak bi maa ñëw
the interval between my going and coming,
gaawalantu na jagar contract bi
they made it quick and the contract was issued.
boy bi ñëw na start
The boy have started.
so mënatuma see def dara
Then there I have no other thing to do.
so man li ma mënoon rek mooy
All what I can do was
ma wax ko joxe suma complaint bi si CEO
I just lodge my complaint to the
te
CEO.
yàlla dimbale na ma
God assisted me.
li ma si doon xalaat ak li ma ci gisoon
What I was thinking and what I saw,
yëpp moo ñëw feeñ
that is exactly what had happened.
because wax naa ko ne ko Banjul
Told him that Banjul
dafa ndaw
is tiny, small.
gisuma fenn foo xam ne
I don't see any place where
fii dafa ñëw indiwaat lu ees fii
you or this can bring more revenue.
Banjul business sector bi yëpp ñeneen ci koñ la
All Banjul business sectors is all about 4 streets.
so su ma toogoon ci that council meeting
If I was present in that council meeting,
dinaa bëgg mu won ma fu moo jëlee yu ees yi
I would like him to show me where he's going to create a new revenue
bala maa mun a convince pour ma dugga ci loolu
before I was convinced or he can convince me to join them.
waaye unfortunately
But unfortunately,
council is a body
council is a body.
su fekkee ne man maa fa toogoon sax
I was present there
te ñoom ñëpp ñu d'accord si
and they all agree,
duma ci mun dara
I will not do anything.
te camara ni mu dee operaté
And the way camera operates,
daf maa bypass
you bypass me
dem lebal council bele xaalis
and go and credit council monies
dem lebal kele xaalis
and go and credit another person monies
jël auditeur si def leen ci ronam
and take all the auditors, put them under him.
so daf dee métti pour nga mun a taxaw challenge ko
It will be difficult, or it is always difficult to stand and challenge.
now camara su waxee ne
When camera says
Rohey Malick Lowe mooy the toughest in the council
Rohey Malick Lowe is the toughest in council,
with all this lu mu doon def nii
with all what he was doing,
su doon man munal naa ko dara
if at all I can be able to do
su
something.
doon ni ma péntee noonu la
And the way he painted me, if at all it is like that,
konoon li moo def nii yëpp du ko ñeme ñeme
then I know what he was doing. He cannot
The finance director,
do it.
the finance director
Then a finance director,
has a mandate,
then a mom amna mandate.
and it is stated clearly in
Yeah.
the relevant laws.
Then a telolu amna fo amna then gobinda telerna.
Now, the Finance and Audit Act
Then a finance and audit act.
clearly outlines the role of the finance director.
Then a lolu mo dafa weye leran yep.
The
Finance director lo xamne lolu moy warga.
The financial manual
Then a financial manual tamit.
outlines all of these responsibilities.
Then a mom tamit bobu tamit teral na yep li nga xamne warugalam ka lo xamne mo lolu la mëna def.
Their rules are very straightforward.
Then a teso sete ñom seen role dafa nekk lo xamne dafa straightforward.
Everyone that works in council has mandate.
Then a képp ko xamne ya ngi liggéey ci council yow tamit am nga sa mandate.
The finance director is answerable to the CEO.
Then a financial director mom ci CEO la mo uyu.
The CEO is answerable to you and council.
Then a CEO mom ci yow ak council la mo uyu.
Now, my question is,
Then a léegi lu mooy laajte mooy
when it comes to payments
su ñëwee ci mbiri fay.
and the role of the finance director,
Then a foofu role financial director role am.
what part is there that is difficult to manage?
Then a ban part moo nekk ci mbir mi li nga xam ne naxar na pour mu manage ko.
Because the senior members who will authorize payment,
Nee na ci kaw ñi nga xam ne ñoo nekk ci kaw ñoo war a joxe digal fee wi.
even though he's extremely important,
Nee na beneen moom tam nekk na ko xam ne dafa important.
but he's down.
Nee na waaye moom dafa suufee.
He's down the ladder.
Nee na moom dafa suufee.
When you say that a payment should not happen,
Nee na yow soo ne fee bi war na am.
if council would have exercised their role according to the manual,
Nee na council suñ toppee ñoom seen mandraga wala seen rôle si manual bi.
to give out pass a resolution regarding the limits,
Nee na su ñuy jox resolution pour wane ku nekk fi nga war a am.
then the finance director will have no choice
Nena nga gis ne financial director amatu benn choice.
If a payment is lawful,
Nena fay bi su fekkee ne dafa ànd ak loi.
must be paid.
Nena dafa war a def fay bi.
If it is unlawful,
Nena su fekkee ne àndut ak loi.
it should not be signed.
Nena war koo sign.
If he does anything in contrary to the law,
Nena su defee loo xam ne àndut ak loi bi.
every quarter or every year you will find out.
Nena at bu nekka wala quarter bu nekka danga ko yëg.
And if you find out,
Nena te soo ko yëgee.
the law gives you power to act.
Nena yaa doole loi bi jox na la doole pour nga act.
That is the issue.
Nena lii mooy mbir mi.
So that's why I said
Nena lii moo tax mu dal ni ne.
you did not agree with what he did
Nena yow boo nanguwuloo su loo xam ne lu mu def.
regarding the contract given to SAP.
Mooy contrat bi nga xam ne joxe nañ ko SAP.
I also had the same opinion.
Nena moom tam si benn xalaat bi la.
But when you came back, you were to go back to council, being the head of council.
Nena waaye soo ñëwee yow nga xam ne danga war a delloo si council te yow yaa nekk njiiti council.
Put it as an agenda item
Nena nga def ko mu nekk agenda item.
so that council will know that they have ratified a contract that in the wrong manner and it has to be discussed.
Nena council booba suñ ko yëgee sax waaye dinañ ko yëgaat dina leer si ñoom ne dëgg la joxe nañ contrat bi nga xam ne nuñ ko joxe àndut ak yoon bi. So
Because you are back in town.
Nena because yow fu mu ne nii ñibbisi nga.
This next meeting,
Nena ba nga gis toogaay bu buy ñëwaat
raise the issue.
nga gis ni nga dal di ikkati council.
My question is, why was the issue not raised at
Nena
council?
léegi laajte am bi mooy lu tax yow kaddu boobu ikkatiwuloo ko si council.
Council,
Nit council.
comme nu ma la ko waxee am na it might not be an agenda issue si council because I cannot remember anymore.
I cannot tell, as I told you, this
So
was
I
not
have to go back to the minutes.
an agenda. I cannot remember.
Man seet ndax
To the minutes
waxtaanoon nañ ko ci council bi or not.
and see whether we have discussed that in council level or not.
Waaye lu ma la fi bëgg a xamal rek mooy ne
But what I want to let you know is that
jox naa la some evidences yoo xam ne bind nañ to the ministry
I gave some evidence that we wrote to the ministry
with all the camera def yëpp
with all what Kamara did.
ministry bi seen only best bet liñ def
And ministry,
seen only best bet liñ mën a def
best bet that they did or that they can do,
mooy transfer ko yóbbu
That
ko
they did.
that they did was to transfer him to
biir Kama area council.
Brikama Area Council.
So loolu automatically lu ma woon mooy
That automatically shows me that
mooy ne pour ñoom camara defu dara
for them, Kamara did not do anything.
because ku la ñoo wax ne def na A B C D E F yëpp ñu bindal na ko jox la ko
And when somebody came and right to say this man have involved in ABC,
council yi baaj bi city council yëpp council yi nekk baaj bi city council yëpp
Oh.
ci loolu
the councils at the PCC, they wrote, signed it.
li ñu def rek mooy ñu transfer ko
But what they did was they transfer him.
foog naa ñu bàyyi xel tamit ne
And I think we should avoid our mind that
ministry bi tam dafa am oversight responsibility
the ministry too have an oversight responsibility.
and some of these people dañ dee am tamit seen strong contacts yi
And some of these people, they do have their strong contacts
straight
at the ministry.
te li moo nekk dëgga
And this is what is going on.
su fekkee ne feel ne they are strong there
If they feel that they are strong there,
su nekkee si council bi lu leen neex dañoo def
whatever they do, they will, whatever they feel like, that is what they normally do.
su fekkee ne di Rohey Malick Lowe bi ñoo wax ne is the lion at si biir council bi
If I told the Rohey Malick Lowe that they are accused to be a lion at council,
fooguma ne Camara lim def ni yëpp dina ko doon
I
ñeme
don't think Kamara what he did, he can
Let us get the exhibits.
then a new exhibition.
No, the exhibits that are tendered. Where is the register?
Mr. Nal.
Oh, why not do that? Like, it's a just
No, no. Let me see this. Come. Let me show you.
No, Mayor, I agree with you.
dafa am lu ma bëggoon a wax rek bala ma koo fàtte
Please proceed.
I have something to say.
another example mooy
Another example is that,
mooy si suñ dom side
and that is our dump side.
Camara toog na fi explain ne mu ñoo indi revenue si dom side
Kamara was here saying that he have created revenue from the dump side.
demal suñ accounts yi
Go to our accounts,
nga seet na reflect na fenn si suñ biir
whether it have reflected anywhere in our accounts
ne dom side bi mu doon indi xaalis
that the dump site was you bring.
dom side bi léegi lañ door
This dump site started now
di fa am ay 2 million ay 3 million
to have monies amounting to 1 million, 2 million.
waaye bu fa nekkee moom
While when he was there,
it's all about babal wax ne indi na dom side bi indi na 100,000 dom side bi indi na 200.
that's all verbal words saying that the dump site brought monies 2,000 districts.
Now,
laaj nañ ko loolu fan la reflect suñ accounts yi
Ask him where those expressions in our accounts.
now,
gisuñ ko fe
now let's discuss some of the. We have a memo from the acting finance manager. So which one are you referring to that was written to the ministry?
You know, I'm not memo bigam na mga active finance.
Do I give it to you back so that you can
Then approve jo la congress nga mo ni ko.
Okay. What if if the negotiate that what it was for supply? That's
Have you seen the letters in relation to the finance director that you have tendered?
And I see a letter financial director.
In relation to the finance director that you have tendered,
Then you know you approve financial director. Be pare tenanga wala dugal na ko be pare.
yes, yes.
Puna dama bàyyi si paper su ma bàyyi gannaaw boobu si la bokka waaye dinaa ko
I think I left it behind.
Yes, my question is the exhibits that I've given you that you have tendered,
And I like to be more explicit la join amne tenanga.
when you want to refer to us, and
boobu benn memo bi mu ngi fa ak letter bi ma bind to the CEO tam
There is a memo there and a letter that I wrote to the CEO.
memo bi ma bind to the CEO
That's the memo that I wrote to the CEO.
we have one
And I'm not better.
dated the 13th of May 2020,
In the 13th of May 2020,
addressed to the Director of Finance,
Nadal address the Director of Finance.
written by the Lord Mayor yourself.
And I also have a copy.
It says refund of $895,000 is to cancel.
A refer of
$95,000.
$895,000 to cancel.
Okay, this is not written to the. It's not written to the ministry.
And I've been able to let up in the minister.
We have one that is written to the ministry. Well, that's the supreme matter now.
And I'm not going to be the minister.
foog na am na memo boo amee foofu buñ bind to the ministry about our budget
I think you have a memo.
Yes, let me.
We wrote to the ministry about our budget.
I believe I saw it through here, but can you please check again?
Yes, that is the one that is referring to the fact that he needs to prepare the budget. And
Yes.
Yes.
you have consistently asked
for the
that the budget be prepared and to know.
Can you please check? Can you please check here?
Mm.
It is not endorsed such a budget.
No, it should be inside that bundle of documents. It is admitted in that bundle of documents.
Why don't know people you go lady? Here I know, lady. I'm not memo manager.
Can you check whether they are not mixed up?
Just check. You check.
Do later, manager.
Can you please call the registrar to come? Because he has custody of the documents. Lord Mayor, we have one of the documents you have sent here. It is a photocopy. It was not tendered, but appears to be the same document. Let me show it to you. Where that is the one you are referring to.
And the farm there, document one in our photocopy, and I had one on down. Bobo and they could do a bit of.
Yeah.
Be ben and I Bobo.
This is one of it.
Was a memo.
This was a memo
Going to be the permanent secretary.
that we wrote to the permanent secretary
Project.
so that we can be able to have this project.
Why there was a letter being given to the
But
ministry.
there is a specific letter that we wrote. If at all I don't come along with it, I'll check it.
Now, let me have that one. Yeah. Go and check it. Um, Just for the letter dated 16th of October 2023,
Later on, the copy on 6th of October 2023.
that you wrote to the permanent secretary.
Become the copy on the permanent secretary.
It says budget of the Banjul City Council.
And linga bit about my budget of the Banjul City Council.
I wish to draw your attention to a recent situation at the Banjul City Council
And
that needs your urgent attention. I have not received the council budget up till this moment that I write this letter, even though the chief executive officer verbatim has informed me of challenges he is going through with the finance director. Despite my several reminders to him, I have sent verbal and written reminders, yet the budget documents to get to your office. That is why I was sending all the reminders. Unfortunately, I have not yet received the budget. I deem it necessary to inform you of the situation in order for you to call the attention of the CEO to take this matter seriously, the finance director, whom, according to the CEO, has called his attention so many times on this issue, but to no avail. Accept, Madam, the expression of my highest consideration. Thank you. You wrote this to the permanent secretary.
Wow.
Yes, the permanent secretary, yes.
And you were requesting for the budget.
Then I tell you budget. Yes.
Your complaint was the budget was not given to you.
Wow.
And linga got the complaint of my budget to
Now, please summarize the problem here.
And legi nga free problem.
Well, problem bi mooy ne
The problem was that
société bi it was in October I think
I think it was in October.
fekka try nañ ba sona pour Camara jagal budget bi
But it happens we tried a lot for Camera to prepare the budget
pour ñu start budget bi sax
so that we can start the budget.
mënuñ ko am
But to no avail.
pour jox ñu council statements reconciliation si
For him to give us the council reconciliation statements,
boobu tamit mënut a nekk
that too was not possible.
toppa nañ ba toppa si yow ba sona
I followed the CEO until I was tired.
mënuñ ko am
We could not be able to have them.
so ma decide pour binda to the permanent secretary
Then I decided to write to the permanent secretary.
waaye société CEO memo bu ma ko bindoon
But if you check the memo that I wrote to the CEO,
the blind copy na the permanent secretary
I blank copy the permanent secretary.
foog naa yaa ngi ko amee boobu
I hope you are having that there.
Come again, the one that day?
bi ma binda to the CEO tamit
The one I wrote to the CEO.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
naa boobu tamit mu ngi fa
I think that too is inclusive.
yes, correct.
Yes.
Or
And then
tamit mooy woon after bu staff sami société Ibu Dramé li mu ma bindoon
from there, his staff, if you check Imudra, what he wrote to me,
ak Hadijatu Pen mi fi toogoon moom tam
and Hadijatu Pen, who was sitting there too,
liñ bindoon yëpp yónnee na jox naa la ko foofu
what he wrote, all is given to you there.
very well.
this is just to show you difficulties bi ñu doon am ak Camara
This is just to show you the difficulties that we encounter with camera.
Okay. Let me admit this too,
Then haral mu dugal ko tamit.
and we proceed.
Ñu dal di proceed.
Apply to tender memo dated the 8th of November 2022, and a letter addressed to the permanent secretary from the Lord Mayor of Banjul, Rohey Malick Lowe, with the subject budget of the Banjul City Council. The subject of which is assessment of the financial director and administrative director for confirmation vis-a-vis the regularization of audit office and council office. These two have been tendered yesterday or today, I believe. Today, yes.
Bitam letter from Mabino Minister Bila.
These two, another letter that I wrote to the minister.
Biyang makadelo, biyang kutendon, walang makadelo. Bitan daw lang, wala pong muli, bilay kilala ko. Bilay kilala ko. Come on. Madam Chair, benen bangi ni buma bindon Local Government Service Commission bitam.
Another one is yeah, that I wrote to the local government service commission.
Just arrange all the letters you have written to the ministry.
Legi letter yo hamne bind nga ko si ministry bi wala letter yo kamne sa diggante ak ministry bi nga arrange yan yep.
The ones forwarded will be addressed.
Ingam no dang ko address.
The ones that we have forwarded to the commission will be addressed. Will be addressed.
Yo hamne dugal nañ ko si commission bi bobu nañ ko topa ñu dal di ko address.
Then you arrange all letters sent to the ministry.
Nena kon nga gis ne letter yi nga xam ne da ko yónni si ministry nga arrange leen paak leen sax.
When you come back on Monday,
Nena suñ ñëwaatee Monday,
you can have application to we tender all the letters that are sent to the ministry.
nena booba da nga gis ne nga dal di apply pour ñu dugal letter yi yëpp yi nga xam ne bind nga ko wala correspondent di sa diggante ak ministry.
If it is admitted,
Nena suñu ko dugalee
then we can discuss.
nena si kaw loolu ñu daal di wax bi doon.
So that it would not be in piecemeal.
Nena da nga gis ne du jaxasi.
You understand?
Nena understand nga loolu.
Why you
Yes.
That you sent for admission. These are part of the bundle of documents that I have admitted, and the exhibit number is LGC/BCC/RL/004.
Yes, I informed the registrar it is admitted already, but
Okay, so
we did not see it.
yes, so it's part of this bundle. So I've asked him to staple it together.
So, Lord Mayor, I will give you this letter back so that you arrange the all the letters that are into the ministry that you want to rely on for this portion.
Nena li moom na ko nee do nga dal di arrange comme ni mu la waxee woon. Letter yëpp yi nga xam ne dox na sa diggante ak ministry nga paak leen yëpp benn as.
at bing bina Local Government Service Commission bilat?
And the one I wrote to the local government service commission.
Yes, all.
Yeah.
Why, Madam Chair?
Madam Chair,
Kay dama tukki dama board meeting in Mauritania.
today I want to travel. I have a board meeting at Mauritania.
So
Yes, now what we will do is let us finish today's proceedings. And whatever application you have to do, you will do it at the end of the proceedings before we rise for the day. So, Council, you may proceed.
Yes. Now, the issue of the budget.
nee na léegi suñ demee si mbiri budget bi
The first question is,
laajte bu njëkk bi foofu mooy
the finance director refused to give you the budget.
nee na finance director dafa bañ pour jox la budget
Prepare the budget and to start the process.
nee na pour door liggéey budget bi mooy start process bi
Did you bring this issue to council?
nee na yow sa boppam yëgal nga council
wax nañ ko fa ba soona
I told them until I get time.
foog naa moom si boppam sax lañ invite mu ñëw si council.
I think he himself was invited to come to council.
Okay.
Camara mun naa ñëw nga oo ko council meeting mu wax la lii.
Camara can come and tell him council meeting and he will tell you this.
mu dem si biti wax leneen def leneen.
And he go out and do something different.
Camara is very very unreliable.
Camara is very, very unreliable.
Will you have council resolution to this effect?
Nena munga am council resolution.
am na minutes yi dina fa nekk.
I know
Yes.
the minutes will be there.
Yes, we will need that. Will
Nena
you be able to produce it?
nena dinañ ko soxla da mun nga ñu ko isi wone.
waaw waaw.
Yes, yes.
Very
moom si boppam dañ dee oo mu ñëw toog.
He himself, they used to call him and come and attend and sit down.
Camara nekk nit koo xam ne da ngaa ñëw rek nga ne ko kay jagar budget bi mu jagar ko de.
Camara is not the type of a person of which you will request for him to do something and he do.
moom li moo def si time am la ko def.
Whatever he is to do, he have his own time to do.
Write it down. We want you to provide us with the minutes of.
Nena nga bind ko pour nga bañ a fàtte minutes yi la inshallah ba koy signa.
Now, the communications yesterday as well, you did a document that showed that you wrote to the ministry, and the minister asked that that is a CEO who should write.
Nena demba am na kayit bi nga xam ne daa ko dugal fii waaye kayit boobu lu mu wane nekk na leetar boo xam ne daa ko bindoon ministre bi tamit mu dal di la bind ne yow amuloo wargal wala warloo bind CEO moo am wargal moo war pour mu bind leen.
waaw.
Yes.
Do you recall this?
Nena da nga fàtte loolu.
waaw.
Yes.
Now, the first is the restructuring of council personnel.
Nena bu njëkk bi mooy pour restructure council personnel.
Where the ministry wrote to you saying that they acknowledge receipt of your letter dated the 27th of July 2020 in relation to the above captioned subject. Do you have this letter?
Nena fi nga xam ne ministre bi daf la bind pour wane la ne kay sa letter bi jot nañ ko nena letter bi ba yaa ngi ko amee.
ban letter man bu ma leen binda.
Which letter? The one I wrote to them?
Yes.
Yes.
Kama delloo nii.
That's the one I you just returned to me now.
Okay, may I please have it?
Nena ndamu na kwa.
Lii council. letter bi mu si yow.
You have the letter.
We is it the same? This one is dated the 29th of June.
The 29th of June. The best.
The letter that they referenced is 27th of July 2020.
Nena letter of reference by 27th of July 2020.
boobu kañ la.
This one is when was it?
This one is 29th of June 2020.
Nena June 29, 2020.
bii June la ba ñoom bi ñu référence tane kañ la.
July 2020.
July 2020.
fa binda nañ dem ba sonn. dina ko.
There are many things.
te beneen boo amee sax bu nekkut boobu.
And there's another one different from this one.
Okay. Now, if you see it, the letter dated the 27th of July 2020, please, you can provide it.
Nena so gisee letter boobu bi nga xam ne ñu ko bind 27th of July 2020. Nena nga dal ko isi waale.
Now, it says that the restructuring of the council personnel is purely administrative.
Nena moom lu mu la wax mooy restructuring of council personnel. Nena is purely administrative.
Therefore, on behalf of the permanent secretary, I write to inform you that such letters should be written by the CEO.
Nena fofa limota mungla hela ne fasol letter you CEO moko rabina.
Did the CEO write?
Nena nda CEO bindana.
Wow, CEO dam len bindon bindat ko tontu ko lolo tax man mané haram ma bindon.
Yes, he wrote to them and there was no reply. This is why I decided to write to them.
On this issue.
Nena sibiri beran affaire bina.
Wow.
Yes.
Li moko def difficult ba nga xamné man suma position sax xamunu mako xam ci ministry bi.
This is what makes it difficult to
Because
I can't even know my position in the ministry.
this council is very easy pour ma tok fi nga ne ma yow ya nekk ci kaw yow ya wara def li yaay omega yaay yépp.
It is easy for me to sit there and you say you are the head, you are the omega, you are.
Ministry themselves ñu la wone la.
While the ministry themselves are showing it to you that
So téye nit muy sàcca
if you caught somebody stealing,
ñu ne la mënuloo ko du sa business ñoom wax ne mënuma ko daax
they said to you,
it's not your business
that it's not your business.
da ngaa gis staff boo xam ne dafa def dara ba pare mu dem ba si ministry bi
You can see a staff who did something and go out to the ministry.
fekk ñu bind nañ ministry di ko wax affaire yi daa la jox a typical example mooy bi
Just
mooy ne ne
giving you a typical example why you have wrote and he explained everything to the ministry.
te soo ko seetee si lettre boobu mu fa
And if you check that letter, it's there.
biñ ne di auditor auditor nekk an internal auditor jabaram nekk a cashier
And when they said an auditor cannot be an internal auditor and the wife became a cashier.
so buñ bindee lettre liñ ma tontu ne yëpp si biir lettre boobu loolu ñu fa
And the letter I wrote to them that they replied, all of these agendas are inside there.
The
national audit
discipline of staffs as per the Local Government Act.
Then a discipline of staffs as per Local Government Act.
What is the procedure?
Then a land more procedure.
dina dem si establishment
It will go to the establishment.
dinañ la binda
It will be wrote.
so ebo mu dem establishment 200 times
Even if go to the establishment
nga binda boromam 200 times
200 times.
so ministry bi buggee yaa ngi ko gis suma lettre maa la ko
But if it ministry, you saw it on my letter.
lettre si war a dem si local government bi sax ñu ko block
The letters that's supposed to go to the local government have been blocked.
so ñoom kuñ bugga mu am si staff si loolu mooy am
So for them, whatever they want it to happen in the staff, that's what normally happens.
I do not deny that.
Then do more very little.
I am not denying your assertion.
Then I
I just want us to discuss the procedure for disciplining staffs first.
Then lumpuga mo e puro new discourse biri so yang tisi staff si mo discipline.
We have seen the lapses of the ministry. We have discussed that with the permanent secretary.
Then gis na yung lapse yung the ministry am na ko you want only a permanent secretary.
I'm not sure whether you have followed the commission in the beginning.
Then for that the commission pumudori do ko on the top.
We had said here in the commission
Then definitely coffee one and coffee si commission.
that even the ministry to act as an agent of the service commission.
And I think minister act as an agent of the service commission.
To say, for instance, all communications must pass through the permanent secretary.
Then for one communication, yeah, being up the link and communicate will pass through the permanent secretary.
It's wrong.
Then I do you.
We said it.
Then I want to
We repeated it.
then I want to go
Well, told the permanent secretary.
permanent secretary.
He never wanted to hear that.
Then I booked on a galonu.
We said it.
Why one?
The commission has repeated that.
Then the commissioner said,
You know what happened?
then I'm going
The
to
Supreme Court gave a judgment. The Supreme Court gave a judgment,
Then I'm going to judgment.
and they repeated that.
Then I'm new the hard come.
So the issue here
Then I excuse me
is
fee.
where it is wrong.
Then I for having I'm wala warut.
Whether it is the minister
Then the ministry la.
whom we even started with,
Then have the young senior like Dora.
or it is the council,
Then I was a council.
be it the political branch or the administrative branch,
Then I was a political view, while I say
wherever the fault lies,
then I fault me for boy.
we just tell, and that's how it goes.
Then alone la modem.
For better understanding,
Then I wife new ham go no more.
you have an establishment committee,
Then I am establishment committee.
correct?
Then I do that.
waaw
Yes.
They deal with disciplinary issues,
Then I know they deal with disciplinary issues.
correct?
Then I'm bad known.
waaw
And they make recommendations.
And you know the recommendations.
Now, council should send this to the service commission.
Then a council will do service council.
Council does not have the right to discipline staffs.
Then a council among Ben war to discipline staffs.
You agree with that?
Then I go silo. 100%.
Whether that is the best practice
Nena na loolu mooy yoon putu
or not,
wala déet.
that is open for discussion.
Nena loolu dafa nekk dañ loo xam ne dafa teral pour waxtaan.
If you or anyone thinks that council should have the right to discipline
Nena
staff,
naa yow wala keneen foog ne council dafa am war pour discipline.
some point in your testimony,
Nena si soo ko seetee si sa waxtaan bi
the
wax sa wax.
commission may hear you or ask you your opinion.
Nena commission bi dañ la dégg ñu daal di la laajte sa opinion mooy sa xalaat.
As it stands,
Nena waaye du mel comme ni mu waree.
this council does not have the right to discipline staff,
Nena council amul benn doole am war pour discipline staff.
but they have a very important role.
Nena waaye am nañu am important role bu mag.
Conduct hearings, make findings, and make recommendations.
You conduct hearings, you def findings ak recommendations.
You understand?
Nena loolu leer.
Three council.
Do you understand that?
Wow.
Yes.
Dama la bëgg a jox a classical example.
I want to give you a practical example.
Amoon nañ staff moo xam ne
We have a staff that means
almost about 7 months ñëwul liggéey si.
a staff whom you know almost 7 months he does not come to work.
te senior manager la.
And he was a senior manager.
ñu ko fay di ko fay.
He was paid.
ma wax ak permanent secretary bi.
I talk to the permanent secretary.
def lu nekk fiti de soona.
I do anything until I get tired.
permanent secretary bi ne déedéet duñ stop fayam bi dañ ko bëgg fay.
And the permanent secretary said to me, no, let us not stop his payment. That's
100%.
because of 100%.
permanent secretary bi ko back.
The permanent secretary is bagging him.
ma convince CEO be soona ne ko nañ stop saralen bi.
I convince you until I get tired that we stop his salary.
and lu si gën a funny mooy.
The most funniest thing there is,
nekkul ci biir Gambie.
it's not even, he was not in the Gambia here.
ma ne CEO binda na mun na ko su ñëwee fii nga laajte ko loolu.
One CEO wrote, if he come here, you ask him.
ba pare su pidee to the local government service commission.
And if you write to the local government service commission,
permanent secretary bi teg ko fa.
the permanent secretary will just keep it there.
ma dem be
Mayor, at the time, the permanent secretary.
PS Fadiang.
PSL.
ma def try lu nekk.
I tried all.
time we have very competent.
Let me just ask a further question. With respect to this person that you're talking about,
Then I'm very confident.
any a report from the council, from the establishment committee, from the council itself, and from your office, written to the permanent secretary with respect to this person,
lu nekk lañ
one
def.
vis-a-vis with what you're saying.
establishment.
Establishment. Office.
So please note and provide us with that.
Then lot of government progressing you communication you.
def nañ loolu yëpp try nañ lu nekk.
We tried all our best.
permanent secretary bi bañ.
The permanent secretary refused.
so lu mu ñu doon def sax mooy ne.
What we were doing was that
suñ ko bindee moom permanent secretary bi.
whenever we write to the permanent secretary,
du ko jox local government service commission.
we never give it to local service commission.
mais gannaaw si dama daan jël the copy of
Until
daan bit.
tomorrow, I used to get the copies that we were writing to him.
am na si kenn koo xam ne mu ngi maa dégg lawyer la.
And one of the lawyers is hearing me.
mu ngi woon si local government service commission.
He was in the local government service commission.
dama daan daw office am di ko yóbbu lettre si.
I used to run to his office to give him the letter.
moom si boppam daf ma woon ne understand bi sax.
But he himself said to me that he did not even understand.
Now this issue,
Then I mean me.
two wrongs cannot make a right.
Then ñaari yoo xam ne yu lu war a ñu toolu taxut ñaari yoon taxut mu am mu nekk lu war.
Well, I'm not sure whether that's the best way or what.
Is that
I
the
can always say first.
Two wrongs cannot make a right. mooy loo xam ne àndul wala jubut soo ko defaatee sax ñaari yoon loolu taxut mu nekk loo xam ne dafa jugu wala dafa war.
Let me rephrase.
Very well.
If the permanent secretary is wrong
nee na moom permanent secretary bi soo xam ne su defee loo xam ne àndut.
and you adopt the wrong procedure
nee na
and you adopt the wrong procedure,
wala mu jël loo xam ne ànda boo xam ne wala wrong procedure bi xam ne àndut.
if the permanent secretary is wrong,
nee na moom su demee ba def loo xam ne dafa juum.
we had already told you, and I don't want to go back to that,
nee na moom wax na la ko yëpp te bëggut a delloo si gannaaw.
that the idea of asking local government authorities to be sending communications that are meant for the service commission.
nee na pour nga gis ne local government bi nga laajte leen ñu daal di leen indi ay communications yi nga xam ne yooyu dafa mel pour service commission.
That it must pass to the permanent secretary.
nee na boobu dafa war a jaar si permanent secretary.
We had maintained that it is a wrong
nee na
practice.
boobu ñun wane nañ ko fii ne loolu du yoon jaarut.
And so it is subject to abuse,
And so ko sete loolu dafa nekk loo xam ne abuse la.
even by the permanent secretary.
Nee na si permanent secretary bi sax si
The
bopp.
office of the permanent secretary,
Abuse of the permanent secretary.
the office of the permanent secretary
Office of the permanent secretary.
cannot
Loolu du mun a
and should not
te waru tamit
be controlling communications that are meant to go to the service structure.
pour mu gis ne waxtaan wala contrôle yi nga xam ne xibaar yi nga xam ne moo war a doxee service commission moom mu koy contrôle nee na wax.
That would be against the law.
Nee na loolu moom àndut ak loi bi.
Now we've already said that.
Nee na tey wax nañ loolu ba
He
pare.
was here since the beginning of the commission.
Nee na moom mu ngi woon fii depuis commission bi fu mu door.
Also,
Nee na tamit
that's why I said two wrongs can't make a right.
koo tax mu ne ñaari rongs du mun a nekk.
The local government service commission,
Nee na service commission.
or let me say the local government area councils,
Nee na local government area councils.
you have structures.
Nee na am ngeen structures.
You follow the structure,
Nee na seen taxawaay boobu ngeen dee toppa.
and we want to see the structure being followed.
Nee na te gis nga ne danga war la pour ngeen toppa mooy structure boobu.
So before the mayor or the chairperson just jumps and write letters,
Nee na bala mayor wala chairperson toog di bindal ay leetar.
even if they have a very good case
Nee na even am nañ case boo xam ne bu am fayda.
and the issues raised are very valid to look into,
Nee na te wax bi nga xam ne wala li nga xam ne loolu la ñoo bind nekk na loo xam ne dafa important pour ñu seet ko.
process must be followed.
Nee na process bi mooy yoon bi boobu lañ war a toppa.
For instance, when you write to the permanent secretary,
Nee na for instance yow soo bindee si permanent secretary.
did you have minutes of meetings from the establishment committee
Nee na da nga amoon minutes of meetings yi nga xam ne established committee def nañ ko.
in relation to disciplinary measures
te loo xam ne jubul na wala bokk na si disciplinary
and recommendations made,
recommendations yi nga xam ne def nañ ko.
and again, in relation to disciplinary measures, appointments, and staff dismissals and conditions? Do you have that?
Nee na ndax am nga loolu.
Léegi council wax naa la ne man may di last bu dee mujjee binda dafa fekk ne exhaust nañ yoon bu nekk
I told you that I'm the last person to write.
ba ne CEO bi léegi xaaral ma
Before I write everything, I'm exhausted.
Would you be able to provide
duñ la
would you be able to provide the minutes in relation to the findings of the establishment committee in disciplinary matters and recommendations made and sent to the what there'll be copies to the commission?
Nee na mbaa mun nga ñu
What
jox
one second?
ay minutes yi nga xam ne bokk na si biti yi nga xam ne def ngeen ko ak li nga xam ne da ngeen ko yóbbu si commission.
waaw dina fa nekk
Yes, it must be there.
suñ bindee ba soona
Whenever they write until they get fed up,
man si laa di try time
that is the time I used to try my job.
Would you be able to provide this?
Nee na ndax mun nga ñu isiwaale. Yes, the minutes must be there.
No, but what can you provide?
Nee na ndax yow mun nga ko.
Friday laajte nañ ma ko jox kay
Yes, if I ask who I request, it will be given to me.
Please write.
Nee na nga bind ko daw.
Because again, back to the issue of the budget.
Nee na suñu delluwaatee si budget bi.
The finance director is answerable to the CEO.
Nee na financial director moom si CEO bi la moo.
The CEO is answerable to you and council.
Nee na CEO tamit bu dal di uyu CEO la moo uyu ak council.
If the finance director
Nee na su fekkee ne finance director bi.
is to request for a budget preparation from the finance, sorry, the CEO is to request for budget preparation.
Nee na su fekkee ne CEO bi dafa laajte pour budget preparation si financial director.
And could not get it,
Munu ko am.
he reports to you.
Nee na moom lu war a def mooy te loolu moo war. Dafa ñëw si yow demoo report si yow.
You report to council.
Nee na yow nga dal di report to council.
Council pass a resolution
Nee na council moo dal di joxe resolution.
after exhausting the remedy.
Nee na bi nga demee ba xam ne dugal nañ seet nañ mbir mi yëpp.
Report to and send the recommendations and solutions to general council, to the service commission.
Nee na ñu dal di yónni seen recommendation si yëpp si general council.
Is that not the case?
Nee na mbir mi du ni la moo doxee.
That's supposed to be the case.
Yes.
Yes, that's supposed to be the process. Sometimes I see it is more or less not following the process.
then am na jamono ya nga xam ne dafa gis ne amul nekkut ne pour ñàkk a toppa process bi sax.
loolu laa la wax ne di council soo gisee ma teg suma pen bi rek binda.
That is what I'm telling you. The reason why I put my pen on the road.
Bacci su nekkee fi dina la wax ne man gaawut may binda ay ministry.
If Bacci is here, he witness to me that he has fluent in writing to the
dañ
minister.
gis comme family suñ issues si dañ ko dee mun a contain mun see waxtaan mun a def things together.
We are just like family. Our issues we sit together and discuss and make them and put them in
gaawut may di jël di binda ministry.
It's not fluent. I used to write to.
soo gisee ma binda ministry da nga xam ne dem nañ business.
Anytime you see me writing to the ministry, you know that there is no way.
te dem nañ ba gis ne binda ministry bi sax jëriñ.
And later we realized that to write to the ministry have more use.
No, but again, if the procedures are meant to be followed.
Then why so fake and being no go tell the rule don't you want to up.
waaye loolu laa la wax ma ne dafa fekk dem nañ business.
That is what I'm telling you. That we are fed up.
dem nañ council meeting wax nañ fu management meeting si ñoom.
We went to council meeting, but to no avail.
léegi de moom su ma waxee dëgg rek.
Now, if I'm to speak the truth,
ñu ngi gis yokkute tuuti.
there are some changes a little bit.
Because permanent secretary bi fa nekk.
Because the permanent secretary who is there right now,
xëy na léegi soo ko bindee sax dina la teel a tontu.
because I know if you write to him, he will quickly respond.
waaye amoon na time yoo xam ne.
There was a time that we know.
I'm doing.
God knows better.
Because when the ministry says, for instance, ask the permanent secretary to see or to write.
Then ministry more and well, permanent secretary more and the CEO more rapid.
Because he's the administrative head.
Then cook more administrative head.
Lead council léegi loolu ma la wax ma ne dafa fekk lettre bi bala moo dem si ñoom. fekk bindal nañ ko ba sonn ak CEO bindal na leen bataayu.
As I said, before I wrote to them, it happens that the CEO
Letters you have written. The letters you have written, Mr. Bojan. No one is denying what you are saying.
Then I can't wait you to know
But the letters you have written, it did not reference, example, letters that the CEO wrote.
Then I know what the CEO.
And so perhaps you are writing a letter as a way of follow-up.
Then you also let me prove what you live in the final
Bring those letters.
Then I saw you letter.
Recommendations from the example, the establishment committee.
Then I am the established committee said recommendation.
CEO's letter addressed to the permanent secretary.
CEO letter address the permanent secretary.
Or local government service commission, as the case may be.
Local government service.
That this will connect the dots.
Then I lead and then I come correct
and back up your evidence.
That
Look, the CEO wrote XYZ several times to the relevant authority, but they did not respond. Establishment committee addressed this issue in relation to employment and discipline of staffs, but they did not respond.
Established committee, you that they've been after discipline staff, I why not respond?
Council passed XYZ resolution in this area, but nothing happened.
In a council committee, join resolution, why not?
That is why I tried to make the last effort to write.
Then a limota got try to def 3 years of an hour and a limota lady, my last effort to make more binder.
Because the structure has been exhausted.
Because back in the structure with many, the
and no result was achieved.
The amount of benefits.
If you show that,
then alone is already.
Then the commissioners will now have an obligation to look into where the problem lies. To solve their recommendation. But we have already told you we do not agree with the permanent secretary holding information. But you cannot just write. Like you said, without exhausting this remedy. So please, again, by Monday or Tuesday, as the case may be, if you have these letters to show that you have exhausted these remedies through the normal legal channel.
nee na léegi li ñuy def daa lundi wala talaata bis bi nga xam ne yow gis nga leen si wala jotul nga leen nga
It will make sense because what we have now is just them, the office saying that the CEO should write and not you, which will suggest that the CEO is, which will suggest, I'm not saying that's the case, that the CEO never wrote, you just jumped the gun.
nee na leeta boo xam ne mu ngi ko amee moom lu mu wone mooy leeta bi kaddu fa nekk mooy ñu ngi laa xelal ne jaarul yow nekkut ne yow yaa war a bind waaye CEO si boppam ñoo ko war a bind. léegi nag da nga gis ne ñeneen ñi suñ seetee leeta bi duñu mën a xam ndax CEO bi mus na leen a bind wala déet.
Do you understand what we are trying to say?
Wow.
na understand nga lu mu nekk di wax.
The CEO nga amee letters am yëpp.
Yes, I do. At the CEO, I have those letters.
Okay, let's have that
nee na nañu ko am.
so that we can back your
nee na boobu dina mën a baax sa evidence.
Are we together?
Yes.
Now the in finishing up with the evidence, the vouchers for Fatu Mega.
nee na léegi su ñoo jeexal wala bu ñu balaa ñu jeexal evidence yi nga xam ne letter yi nga xam ne bu Fatou Mbengue.
We also have one for refreshment
nee na am na
of council's guests from Senegal.
am na benn tamit bi nga xam ne refreshment la tasu seen gan bu war a jógee Sénégal.
And again, the procurement process was not followed.
nee na tamit ba léegi de benn yoon bi la ne procurement topp leen ko.
We have the NACOF, during the NACOF,
nee na during NACOF
an amount of $250,000 that was paid to Fatu Mbengue.
That's
Yeah, I'm asking the two together. The was all dealing with procurement issues. The 27,000 is for procurement in relation to the guest from Senegal, where it says that request for payment on behalf of the mayor of Banjul, I write to request for $7,000 for the payment of accommodation and $20,000 for food, drinks, refreshment for the Banjul City Council guests from Senegal. And another was $250,000 for the NACOF, where it says payment for water, refreshment, and food for the NACOF slated the 15th to the 23rd of December 2022. The amount of which is $250,000. Do you recall this?
nee na mbaa mën nga fàttaliku li. Yes.
The amount of $250,000 is again for refreshment.
nee na njëg bi nga xam ne dem na ba $203,000 nee na boobu yëpp nekk na for refreshment.
Paid to Fatu Mbengue on your behalf.
nee na te fay nañ ko si Fatou Mbengue si setu.
Now, this certainly did not follow any procurement process, correct?
nee na te bi tamit toppatu yooni procurement.
Okay.
Okay.
Whether you agree, can I show you the voucher?
nee na nangu nga wala mu woon na voucher bi.
Yes. So my position is it did not follow any procurement process.
nee na moom position bi mooy mu ngi la yëgal ne topp leen yoon bi mooy procurement.
You agree with that?
nee na nangu nga loolu.
Waaw.
Yes.
Why is that?
nee na lu tax loolu.
NACOF bi moom foog naa I cannot remember kañ la faatu foog naa the same day bu mu bési NACOF bi.
For NACOF, I can't remember very well, but I think the same day that of NACOF.
soo seetee voucher bi
If you check the voucher,
foog naa the same day of the NACOF bi la jot xaalis bi.
I think that was the very day or the same day that she got the money.
Or day before NACOF bi.
Or a day before NACOF.
Yes, but why was procurement process not followed?
Then a lot of top and procurement process.
mooy comme yeneen yi rek li ma la waxoon.
As before, orders, as I told you before.
Wrong A rek ba Z dafa wrong.
When you run from A, it will be wrong until you get to Z.
Now, was there retirement done for this one?
Then a retirement, we definitely retirement.
Waaw foo naa faatu def na retirement.
Yes, I think Fatu did the retirement.
We will come back to that.
We
have $30,000.
Then I have not February Juni.
A voucher again paid to Fatu Mbengue.
Then a voucher not about it, again goes to Fatu Mbengue.
For social package to Bena Is it Bena Tea Road Carnival?
Nena pour social package to Vena Tea Carnival.
Is it Bena Tea Road Carnival?
Benati Road wa.
Vena Road Carnival.
Held on the 27th of January 2023.
Held on the 27th of January 2023.
Again, money is paid to Fatou Mbega on your behalf.
Nena vedegi hasungam ne fena ko si Fatou Mbega sisatu.
Lii mooy just like ñi ñëw pour request.
That's just like a request.
Soo seetee di seen comme again voucher bi nga xam ne moom la gaay binda.
If you check the voucher that they wrote,
Loolu moo missing foofu.
that is
What is missing?
Li gaay binda letter bi gaay binda.
the letter that they wrote.
Letter boobu noonu is not attached there.
The letter is not attached to them.
Yes.
So xam naa dañ binda seen programme bi Tea Road seen programme.
I know the Tiro, they wrote their program,
Ñu fekk Fatou Mbega jox leen ko.
and they came to Fatou Benga gave it to them.
So I think the only problem we am fii
I know or I feel the problem that we have,
mooy lu tax mayor bi turam feeñ fa.
the reason why Mayor's name appears there.
Okay. Can you explain that?
Then and that one you learn about.
Mooy lu ma wax rek mooy di ko Fatou bindee rek.
As I said, the way she wrote it.
Because comme lu ma la dee wax foog mu am koo xam ne Fatou foog mu binda ko.
As I said, Fatou must rely on somebody's name.
No, Fatou does not have to rely on anyone's name.
Then Fatou was been a situation.
Fatou does not even have to request for money.
Then Fatou said, "What room like the hands?"
But she's instructed.
Then a wife cook the family card that go yoni.
That is why she wrote on your behalf.
Then a limo tamuta liko business settle.
Now, who decided the amount?
Then a lady jeng we can't go decide.
Just the normal procedure dama o CEO rek ma ne ko ñii seen programme bi lii la.
The normal procedure, I called the CEO and
Si te am budget.
I informed him that this is how they plan.
So you decide.
Mu dem finance mu seet lan lañ leen mën a jox.
Then he went to the finance to see how much they can be able to give it. Then upon this, so
the letter, what will happen is what is requested is what is paid.
Then I saw this letter we the ruara helme, wala luara amoe, ingel like wala lolu like
So the letters that have been approved,
then a letter here become then go approve.
what is requested is what is given.
Then a lingen like wala lingen I'm alone like nothing.
So finance and CEO, they don't do any work.
Then a finance CEO you delegate.
They don't even check the availability of funds
Then a nyom that they said na let's move forward.
or the amount that can be given.
Wala jigingam ne bog gan wala johe.
They just pay exactly as it is requested.
Nena kono nyom lu nek ci kay rek la ñoo topa.
That's why I told them they are rubber stamp.
Nena li mo tax mul len ñu hay roba stamp la.
Because like you said, they are supposed to look into the letter.
Nena kono yow sa ko bali nga wa ñom dañu wara check ñu set ci
They
letter.
are supposed to have independent view.
Nena dañu wara am ñom seen xalaat.
They should be in the position to tell you we cannot pay this.
Nena ñom nañ taw sa ñu la waaw duñ ko mëna fay.
By for one reason or the other.
Nena am na lu tax te nañ la won li mo tax.
Or the amount is too much.
Wala li nga bind xaalis bi dafa rëy dafa bëri.
Or in fact we can't pay the money directly to you.
Nena in fact xaalis bi de suñu fay sa nekkut ne dañ ko fay ci yow.
But they don't do that.
Nena waaye dafa ñu loolu.
They're not even helping you.
Nena ñoom nekkuñ di la jàppale sax.
Waaye li kan su wax naa la ko si suba ma ne la.
But I tell you when you wanted that.
Su gisee amount bi nga gis fa amount sangam.
You see the amount that you see the amount
Dafa fekk ne xam nga Tea Road duñ def programme di ñëw laajte 30,000.
because Tiro will not have a program and they request for 30,000.
Ñi say te seen budget bi dem na ba ay 200,000 or dem na ba 100 and something thousand.
A budget up to 200,000 or
Or
117,000
100,000.
or 100,000
Because ñi seen programme is a programme of 3 days.
because their programs is a that of 3 days.
Waaye suñ indee loolu CEO dina ma ne lii lañ mën a joxe.
But whenever that is brought, you will tell me this
Su
is
ko defee ma minital ko loolu.
be able to pay. That is what I do.
No, but T Road or anyone seeking donation or sponsor,
Then Tiro wala képp koo xam ne mu ngi saaku dimbale.
if they have a budget of $1 million,
Su amee budget $1 million.
I'll tell you that they will not put a figure that they will ask they want.
Then ñoom duñ la wax ne ñoom luñ bugg lañ lay wax.
They would not put a figure.
Then ñoom duñu wax jéggi ne lii lañ bugg pour nga joxe.
They will just state that they want donation.
Nee na ñoom lu ñuy wax mooy ñun de ñu ngi sàkku jàppale dimbale.
Waaye fu
Yes, come on.
sorry.
Please, no, you proceed.
Waaye li nga wax ni man loolu laa la wax de. Li nga
What you are-
wax dañoo wax de.
What you are saying is exactly that what I'm telling you.
No, you were explaining that considering the amount, let's say $27,000 is,
Nena yoyanga wane so sete njigi bi moy $27,000.
That it must have been very reasonable. That's what I get from it.
Nena so se mom dina nekk loo xam ne dafa reasonable.
Because they have a very big budget, let's say $200,000 or so.
Because ñoom am nañu ay budget lu demee ñaari téeméeri junni.
My point is, you would not know that. The person giving does not know that.
Nena yow doo mën a joxe doo mën a xam loolu te ku nekk koo xam ne mu ngi joxe loolu kooku du mën a xam loolu.
Because they only seek for donations.
Nena ñoom dañoo ñëw pour saako dimbali rek.
Now,
Banjul programs.
Banjul programs.
The AMCN programs.
When they are coming to have their programs.
They bring their letters with budget.
They bring their letters with budgets.
Come for example, Demba.
For instance, yesterday.
We have a wrestling in Buhel Banjul on Saturday.
We have a wrestling that's going to happen in Banjul.
They brought a budget of 75,000.
They brought a budget of 75,000.
Why CEO Minamadated Leland Simunafay?
But CEO said no, this is the amount of
because you get paid salary.
Because we are going to pay salary.
So that amount, who CEO want the low line muna johe.
So the amount that CEO advised me that is the amount we can
CEO below la community.
That the CEO, that is what I mean to the CEO.
So the same at T Banjul T road.
That is the same action that was taken.
So in the budget of 100,000.
When a budget was brought before us for 100,000.
CEO number 20,000 is going to pay.
And CEO said we can be able to pay 20,000.
So low you been 20,000 in the job.
And we write that we are going to give them 20,000.
The neck off.
Then the neck off.
The $250,000.
$250,000.
See, for instance, says request for water and refreshment package. I write on behalf of the mayor to request for $50,000 for water and refreshment.
Nina mom bina ne affaire ndox ak package bi mom bina na te request pour laajte xaalis bi nga xam ne pour refreshment bi ak
how did you arrive at this figure?
Nena naka nga demee ba am amount bi wala ki
nga you
nena yow
naka lañ demee am ban amount.
For instance, the $250,000
$150,000
for the neck off that was paid to you
bi nga xam ne dañ la ko dañ ko fay si yow
by the finance director and CEO.
Then a financial director and CEO.
This amount is for different procurement.
Then different procurement.
First, we have $50,000.
Then we $50,000
for water and refreshment. Who decided this amount?
Then I can more amount be.
Well, Nick of budget.
And Nick of used to have a budget.
And they did budget.
The youth used to bring a budget.
For example, the last budget we said budget was 2 million.
The last budget, for instance, was 2 million.
So you mobilize for now 1.4 or 1.6.
Then we mobilized until we could reach an amount of what we gave them 1.6
or 1.4. I can
1.4 or 1.6. I can't remember exactly.
So you new accent budget.
They don't come with their budget.
You pay them exactly. You give them exactly how much they expect.
Then
do you give them exactly how much they ask for?
Not necessarily they contact partners.
It's not necessary that we gave them directly. Other partners.
Send budget for example 2 million.
If at all their budget will get up to 2 million.
And out of that 2 million, track suits 100,000.
Then the track suits should be 100,000.
When the Minister of Justice say, okay, you 100,000, you didn't get a track suit.
Then the Minister of Justice say, now give them 100,000, we will buy or purchase the trousers.
From Central Bank, okay, you didn't get leave.
And the Central Bank say we'll give them.
Now in your council, how do you decide as a council how much should be paid? So give $12,000 to neck off is in the budget.
Neck off budget.
Neck off used to budget.
So to give $200,000 to neck off is for the neck off is in the budget. The exact amount is in the budget.
200,000 project neck off. Then budget.
I don't know. They don't want to overload.
I don't know, but it will be more than that.
I 1.2 million. I don't know. Nyata budget nakala for this year.
I don't know this year what was budgeted.
Because so neck of the one
whenever Nekov is coming,
the youth committee then you they alert.
The youth committee used to alert us.
So the plan is budget.
It used to be in our budget.
Yes. But then why does it have to be you paying the money?
Then I looked at
Wa moy comme lu ma la wax rek société tay suñ xejna suñ voucher ci sax last lifin budget neck off bi.
As I said earlier on, I think even our last
neck off, you will see the same thing.
you'll see the same thing.
Yes, but why does it have to be you paying the?
One more language, one other these are mistakes you have will learn.
As I told you before, I tell you these are errors or mistakes that we are learning from.
Because the request is coming directly, Sima.
Because the request will come direct to me.
And a typical example, moi come restaurant in India letter last week.
Typical example is like the wrestlers when they brought their letters last week.
On Monday.
This was last Monday.
Then for being the CEO.
They wrote a CEO.
My CEO Bumadega.
My CEO is hearing me.
CEO them delo wade ka mune dangen wara dem binda the office of the mayor.
The CEO returned the letter to them and advised them to write through the office of the mayor.
Which CEO is that?
The Labat CEO.
CEO Jonga.
CEO Jong.
Office of the mayor.
He told them, no, go back and write it to the office of the mayor.
The man, I was there sitting.
And I was there sitting.
Office of the mayor.
Yes, I told them, go and do that to the office of the mayor.
So guide them change for office of the mayor.
They went and changed it and put it in the name of the office of the mayor.
$40,000 is for Quranic recitation ceremonies under the leadership of Imam by Esangom.
Then $40,000 we can prove Janga Quran te Imam.
How did you arrive at this figure?
Well,
when I say how did you arrive at this figure, Mr. Bojang is nakanga against it.
Figure out.
Mr. Bojang, we are dealing with vouchers that the requests are raised in the name of the witness. Verbatim, word for word as it is. So that the witness knows exactly what is alleged, what the question is against or for her. So that when you interpret to her, though she understands English, for the purpose of the records, you will follow the line of evidence.
Line of questioning.
Yes, so that the witness will understand.
Nabu ba sabi mo ban la si Samjag binanda bu central.
I don't know which one, whether Samjag or Central.
Okay, let me read it.
Then
The plus
I just want to know the venue.
Yes, let me see whether I can see it in the request. Okay, it's not in the request, but let me just read. It says request for religious observation in respect of Banjul Quranic recitation on annual ceremonies in the leadership of Imam Bai Esangom. It did not state exactly where. The details of payment state being disbursement as cash impressed for the Banjul annual Quranic recitation ceremonies under the leadership of Imam Bai Esangom. That's all.
Okay. One month law.
What was this?
It is the request was raised 9th of May 2022.
9th of May 2022.
Okay.
What happened was
every year they watch a camel.
Every year they do read the camel.
Just like every Sagmari, the new Christians,
it's the same as how the Christians used to do every year submarine.
So mom by Ezra.
And for him, by Ezra,
Dinagada Ustas
will gather the Ustas who come and
I remember
I remember this one.
I don't know whether Sam Jag will album def Dobson.
Whether Sam Jag or the one they do at Dobson.
They were about over 100 Ustas.
They were about more than 100 Ustas. Because he used to announce it and mobilize it for them to come.
So mom that we program Billy.
During this program.
No,
he said all this food was provided by him.
So kanako sponsor nak man waxut mako.
No, he don't even tell me who sponsored him.
Why wax na ma rek ne gis na rey na ñetti xar.
Then but he said this he killed about 3 sheep.
Why ba tay fi ma waxa yow ni waxut ma kan moko sponsor.
But until now he never told me exactly who sponsored him.
So council daf ko jox xaliss 40,000 bi.
Council have given him an amount of 40,000.
Mom la sédalé within lifini naka tudati sa ustaas yi.
That is the monies he
Ustaas
distributed among the ustaz.
ustaas yi gën a high
But the ustaz who get the highest one,
ñoom ñu am 500.
they got 500.
Again, it should not have been paid in your name.
Nena belegide what is also
yaagal lu kay depuis si suba moom dama la ko wax même set.
Yes, I agree, and I told you since in the morning that definitely
I know. I know, and again, you are very cooperative.
Nena hamna ne belegide ne kanga ko hamne andanganyen.
It is a process.
Nena wa process na.
If you watch the commission, you will see where we have vouchers because they are individual vouchers.
Nena society commission B, I'm not have vouchers because individual vouchers more than
That is why when I ask the question and you answer, I just move on to the next.
Nena limo tasula like the ngadali talk to mutop them sivene.
If you say yes, I just move on to the next. It's just the individual vouchers.
Nena individual voucher.
That is why I had to do it this way.
Nena limo na mula ko ite
It is also very strenuous on my side too.
Nena neka na lo hamne tamit the first string side now.
Yes, I don't know what strain is involved, but I don't know. But it's strenuous. It's very difficult to do
Nena neka na lo hamne the fan hare ko def.
because I have to do it.
Nena why fok mo def ko.
I hope you understand.
Nena understand nga.
waaw su ma waxee bu Baye Essa bi tam
Yes, if I have to explain that of the Baye Essa,
dinaa wax catholics yi Methodists ak Anglicans yi.
then I will talk of how that was the Catholics and the Methodists.
Absolutely.
kon su ma ko waxul du ma def justice pour ñoom.
Because if I don't say that, then that means I am not doing justice for them.
It's all wrong.
te seen
And I'll yep and the word.
waaye nag maa xaar mu pare nga wax.
Let me tell you when I learn, you can tell.
Proceed, please.
kay man wax naa ne dama nekk fii pour jàng su dee li ma wax si ko rek soo ma ko waxee naa ko nangu.
I told you that I'm here to learn. Whatever I say or whatever I do, if it is wrong, if you tell me, I'll agree.
Please proceed.
amut si ñetti cooji si yëpp.
And all the three choices.
fa demal suma boppa.
I went there personally myself.
teew si ñaan.
I went and I attended the prayers,
waaye joxul ci kenn dalasi.
but I gave nothing to anybody.
loolu dafa important pour ma wax ko fi.
And that is very important for me to emphasize it here.
So, for instance,
Nena legi, for instance,
in your role as the mayor, the head of the area council,
Nena yawe mayo te ane kan jiti area council.
you have to appear. You will do well in appearing in so many ceremonies,
Nena definitely ba proof a ceremony you go.
whether it's cultural,
Nena na cultural,
religious.
religious.
Because these are the people you lead.
Nena because ni am ne yale nyo nga jita.
Of course.
Nena ya.
So we expect for everyone to do.
Nena lolo mo expectation na am ne kunne ka so am so ne ka si plus mo war nga ko def.
But again, I remind you,
Nena wa mi legi mula helal ne.
for me, when I sit here,
Nena mom su toge fu ne ka di.
I represent no interest.
Mom represented well interest.
Absolutely no interest.
Nena well interest.
The payments made to Hanafa,
Nena fabi am ne def nga ko.
I believe the bishop.
Nena bishop.
The, we do not say that no one is entitled to any benefit.
Nena ñun waxam ne nit ñi amuñ lo xam ne dañu war a
The society, that the mayors or the councils represent
Nena suñ society yi nga xam ne mayo si wala council yi ñoo represent.
are supposed to be the ones to benefit.
Nena ñooñu ñoo war a benefit.
In fact, the law in local government is very strict.
Nena société loi bi moom dafa strict.
That's why I had a problem with when you send my money to Senegal.
Ndax lii moo tax mu am problème bi nga yónnee xaalis Sénégal.
Because the money for Banjul
Nena xaalis bi nga xam ne pour Banjul.
should primarily be for Banjulians.
Nena xaalis boobu war naa nekk pour Banjul.
For KMC,
For KMC
primarily for KMC.
dafa war a nekk KMC.
This goes on.
Nena nii la war a bind ko noonu la.
What we are discussing is the process.
Nena waaye fii lu ñuy waxtaan mooy
Whether
fii di
it's
ngeen ko
supposed
doxal
to be done,
di ngeen ko doxalee because dafa war nga xam ne noonu lañ ko war a def.
whether it's supposed to be done,
Nena ndaa war ngeen ko def
you say yes.
nga ne waaw.
How it is done
naka ngeen ko defee.
is the question.
Nena mooy laajte
If you
bi.
give the money to my father
soo joxee xaalis
or to me,
wala nga jox ko moom xaalis
it's done in the wrong manner.
su demee yow bi nga xam ne àndut ak yoon
It's still wrong.
léegi àndut ak yoon
Do you understand?
Nena understand
lii council
nit cancer.
dégg naa la
I heard you
ànd naa ci li nga wax ne
and
process
I agree to what you are saying.
Thank you.
waaye with all due respect
Nena waaye with due respect cancer.
Banjul City Council
Banjul City Council
jënda président mu jox ko referent Hanafa
to give a present to Hanafa.
fooguñ ne loolu dara nekk na si.
We don't think that is wrong.
Again, Mr. Madam Witness,
Nena ba léegi de
No one says there's something wrong in giving anyone.
na kero wa ne pro joxe dara lik lolu anot
But again, I am saying,
nena waaye ba léegi moom
how it was done,
nena li ngeen ko def
whether it's the bishop of the Catholic Church
nena da bishop of catholic
or the
church
Pope at the Vatican,
wala pope nekk Vatican
if it is wrong,
nena su andut ak yoon
I, Patrick Gomez,
moom Patrick Gomes bu ne
say it is wrong.
mu ne du yoon
Because, like I said, I only follow the law.
nena because moom lu mu wax mooy moom tànkam yi
And
yëpp
in
lu
doing so,
nena si kaw loolu
the commission
nena commission bi
is only interested in the law.
nena moom lu am rek la mu tax
It's wrong.
100% law
That's it.
Well, you can see, man, 110 times, nela.
110 times I've been telling you that if you say the process is wrong
No,
agree say
you
yes
are trying to justify
nena yow yaa ngi bëgg a justify
will
the good way
intention
the intention
you may have,
bi nga xam ne boobu nga am
which we agree with.
nena bi nga xam ne waaw
We are just saying
d'accord nan waaye nekk ni wax mooy
for the investigations,
nena investigation just to be
that is it. It's not relevant.
nena li nga def baax na waaye du yoon
That is why that is not relevant.
nena àndut ak yoon
That is why
Relevant. Is it?
relevant
it's not relevant for the proceedings.
nena nekk na loo xam ne procedure bi àndut ak procedure àndut
That's
ak
why
procedure
we would not ask
nena li
a
moo tax
question
duñ laajte benn laajte
in relation to the intention.
di mooy loo xam ne seen éene bi
We will ask questions
nena ñun lu ñu laajte mooy
in relation to legality.
mooy legalité mooy yow loi bi lu mu wax
That's it.
nena loolu rek la
That's all we
Nena-
are interested.
nena ñun loolu rek lañ soxla
Now, the other voucher
nena beneen voucher bi
is for the we have treated this for the Austin. We have a $93,000 voucher.
nena am nañ fi 93,000 voucher
Dollars is
excuse me 1,000 voucher
yeah. That the request was raised
nena te request bi dañ ko raise
by the Assistant Public Relations Officer.
mooy assistant public relation officer
And the request reads,
nena te request bi nii la ko waxee
on behalf of the Mayor of Banjul,
nena on behalf of the mayor of Banjul
I'd like to request for the payment of TV-led projector,
nena mu ngi bind pour laajte affaire TV led projector
PA and sound system,
PA and sound system
chairs,
chairs
and tent,
ak tent bi tent
for the Mayor's upcoming town hall meeting
nena pour mayor war a ñëw si town meeting
at Banjul North Constituency,
mooy Banjul North constituency
slated for the 26th of March 2022.
nena slated for 26th of March 2022
Now, the letter goes on.
nena leta bi nii la demee
Now, the SAPS Multimedia Consultancy. Do you know SAPS Multimedia Consultancy?
nena SAP multimedia consultancy nena xam nga ko SAP
Do you know SAPS Multimedia Consultancy?
nena xam nga SAPs use that mic
I don't remember, sir. No,
I cannot remember maybe I may know them
Now, the TV LED screen for video projection
nena screen LED TV for video projection
is $50,000.
$15,000
PA and sound system,
PA and sound system
$15,000.
$15,000
Tents and chairs,
tents and chairs
$28,000.
$28,000
The check was issued to Fatum Beg,
nena check ngeen bindoon ngeen dal di ko jox
an amount of $93,000.
nena te check bi lu fa nekk njëg bi mooy $93,000
Do you recall this?
nena yaa ngi mën a xaaral ko
Wow, wow, come EU project visit
Yes.
TV, like,
yes that is it's just like the EU project
Was it?
town,
No, please proceed.
town hall was for the EU.
town hall was for the EU
Now, was this, for example, the TV LED light for video projection, was this the $50,000 for the TV LED light, TV LED screen for video projection? Was this to rent the TV or to buy one?
nena TV then video services nda 50,000 nga xam ne dugal ngeen ko foofu nena pour lan la nda da ngeen jënd seen bos wala da ngeen luwaas
Only TV you mag you guys in the
They are the big TVs that they do brought.
How many inches?
Came along with. Nana nyata inches.
xam naa ne almost am na ni comme li si sa gannaaw nii
I know almost it's just like this.
xëj na li su ko uppee tuuti
Behind you. And if at all it's bigger than this, then a little bit.
Is that the best
so
price? Please proceed.
Then and that all more jegi bu baax.
boobu nag unfortunately foog naa ñaari nit ñoo ko fi am oo ñetti nit boobu moom is always a problem
For that one, I think it's only 2 to 3 people who
because
have them here.
How,
It's always.
how do you know 2 or 3 people have that?
waaw because boobu rek
Naka nga demee ba xam ne ñaar wala ñetta nit ñoo ko amee fii.
suma gars yi dañ try ko fu nekk foog naa ay Africa ñu ne ñoo ko amee ak kii am na ku dee def music tamit benn DJ
My people, they went all round looking for it, but they said it's only one person who get it, and the second person is what?
But how do you? Who are your people?
Nee na ñan ñooy ñooñu sax ñi.
suñ team bi
Mooy
comme Fatou Menga
the team Fatou Mbenga,
Margaret
Margaret,
CEO dina call here and there
CEO, the following them, calling them here and there.
so Isaha
Isaha,
Who is Isaha?
kan mooy Isaha?
Isaha moo nekk procurement
That's the one at procurement.
so dinañ try pour ñu mun a xam
They will try to know
ñan a ko am
who are the people who have it.
so for iAfrica was a little bit difficult moom
Huh?
iAfrica was a little because
Africa was a little bit difficult.
so ban month la woon bi
And which month was this?
This was in the month of March 2022.
This was in the month of March 2022.
because mun naa remember am na benn time iAfrica mu ne moom dafa dem toog fanaa ak président
I can remember there was a time Africa said they want to go with the president.
o amoon na beneen programme daal boo xam ne dañ hire téléphone yi ba pare
And there was a program of which his TV was hired already.
Now, the team, your team,
Then as a TV
is not the procurement unit
then a nekut mol bobu mo procurement unit.
of the council, correct?
We have the bu area council,
waaw
correct?
Your team is not the contracts committee of council.
Then ken ñom tamit bokata wala nekana constant committee, correct?
Not Kensignum, the team.
The team sen bopa.
The witness mentioned the CEO.
Then I
The
also
witness mentioned the procurement officer.
CEO.
No, I'm trying to tell you that the witness mentioned the CEO and the procurement officer, and these are part of the contracts committee.
Then so wanga fi affaire CEO mi wanga affaire
CEO and procurement officer.
procurement officers. Then ñooñu nekk na ñoo xam ne bokk nañ ci team contract committee.
Yes, so I am not saying that the individual member, I'm saying that the team itself that did this procurement.
Then team bi si boppam nga xam ne ñoo def jënd bi wala procurement bi.
The team is not the procurement unit.
Then ñooñu nekkuñ ci procurement unit.
Nekkut ñoom ñooy procurement.
Wala jóg déedéet. I said nekkut ne ñooñu procurement ci unit procurement unit la jóge.
Yes, and the team is not the contracts committee.
Nee na te nekkuñ contract committee.
Do you agree with it?
Nee na nangu nga loolu.
waaw
Yes.
Then why they do the procurement?
Nee na lu tax kon topp leen wala dem leen si procurement wala toppa procurement.
mooy di same li ma la waxoon rek
As I said,
benn ko binda si suma tur
it's the same thing. It was written in my name,
because ñun ñëpp waxtaan nañ
and we have all discussed
programme yi lifin bii ni town hall bi
this program about the town hall.
is a team
It's a team.
so at the end of the day
At the end of the day,
Fatou request na ko si suma tur
Fatu requested through my name.
Yes, but why did they disregard procurement process?
Nee na lu tax topp leen procurement process bi.
loolu mënuma koo xam because comme lu ma la wax rek man
As I said,
mën a xam
I cannot be able to know that, and I don't.
mooy ne lii lañ war a def
What I can be able to do is
am
what.
na ñoo xam ne tamit seen am nañ seen wàlla boo xam ne loolu lañ war a def
And if I am told that this is what we are going to do, and you have people who have the obligation
because soo
of
seetee lii yëpp daal
what they are going to do, if you check all this,
administration moo ñu war a guide
is the administration that's supposed to guide us.
No, the law says you have to supervise the administration.
Nee na loi bi moom lu mu wax mooy yow sa bopp yaa war a supervise administration.
non loolu maa wax mooy comme for example the process of ne fii la war a jaar fii la war a jaar
No,
moo ko mën a guide
What I'm telling you is about the process that we need to be guided by.
That's what I'm saying. The law requires that the mayor or the council, or the mayor and the council should supervise the administration.
Nena loolu la apply wa parce que loi bi moom daf ko tëral ne yow sa boppam mayor bi yéena war a am yaa am warugal pour supervise.
So, for instance, the CEO should always know more than the finance director.
Nena kon du war mooy wala mu war a demee sax yow CEO yaa war a am xam-xam bi ëpp finance director wala.
Because in the management of council.
Nena pour seet mbiri management council.
Because, for instance, if you look at the financial manual,
Nena soo seetee the financial manual.
it tells you on page 11.
Nena point 11 lii la
finance director.
Nena finance director.
He will be specifically answerable to the chief executive.
Moom mu ngi answer direct mu ngi aussi chief executive.
So that if the CEO does not know more than the finance director,
Nena kon CEO so am bi ëpp finance director.
the CEO cannot manage the finance director. You understand?
CEO cannot manage the finance.
We agree on that.
Okay.
So that the response, Mr. Bojang, you're tired. So, do we take a break?
No, we go ahead.
Can I have just 5-10 minutes to round up?
Yes.
Li council
One issue too. Yes.
ba ci di dee xam naa ne mënuma wax ne xëj na duma wax ne lu mu def moo ko tey de
For Bachili, I cannot say what he did, he made it.
waaye ba ci li yàgg na council de
But Bachiru spent a long time in council.
ba ci li su fàttee bu tamit sa war naa mën a xam lu mu war a def
Bachili, even if he close his eyes, you know what to do.
I agree with you.
Then
Wow.
Honolulu.
leena tamit de
One thing is,
soo amee PhD sax te amuloo team
and if you have a PhD without a team,
loolu tamit dafa métti de
it will be difficult.
I agree with you.
Then Nangonga,
Mr. Bachil
then Nangona say, Mr. Bachili,
cannot be absorbed.
then I cannot be absorbed.
The finance director
Then a finance director
cannot be absorbed.
cannot be absorbed.
The same way you have gracefully accepted your responsibility.
Then I come here, you have the Nangonga fite, you have the Lulu, Mola Lulu,
Back to the point.
Then I should tell you the point.
The chairman or the mayor or the mayoress
Then the chairman, mayor, or mayoress.
must always be on top of things,
Then toujours moom dafa war a nekk ci kaw.
effectively supervised.
Da pour nga gis ne yow da nga war a effective di supervise effectively.
Do you understand?
Then understand nga loolu.
waa li council
Yes, leave council.
foog naa wax naa la ba sonn de lu ñu ma wax rek laa mën a xam
I told you repeatedly, whatever I am informed is what I supposed to know or what I know.
tey sa liggéey bi yaa ngi ko def noo ko war a mën a defee
You are doing your job according to how you can do it.
because yaa ngi am assistant boo xam ne mu laa jàppale
Because you got that is one assistant who is just assisting you there.
waaye su fekkoon ne xëy na téeméeri kayit yi nga war a gis yëpp fukka yi denc na ko
But if at all the 100 papers that we need to see, 10 of them are gone, nowhere you can end this.
yow tam doo mën a effective
You cannot be effective.
I have 3 questions
Nee na am na ñetti ko like
so that we round up.
nee na pour nga gis ne ñu mën a naaw
For today.
pour tey
The first
nee na bu njëkk bi mooy
is that have a procurement unit.
nee na yow am nga procurement unit wala yéen am ngeen procurement unit.
You have a contracts committee.
Am ngeen contract wala am nga contract.
Did you know this before?
nee na ba xam nga li wala xam nga yëg nga li bala.
Did you know this before?
nee na xam nga li bala loolu.
wax naa la démb ma ne la man maa establish the procurement office in Banjul City Council
I told you yesterday that I am the very person who established the
and to be very
procurement
honest
office in Banjul.
I understand the importance of the procurement
And I
office
understand the importance of the procurement unit.
moo tax bi ma ñëwee fekkuma ko fa
This is why when I came and I found that there is none,
ma try suma level best pour make sure ne am na
I tried my level best to see to it that it happened.
and letters yi nga xam ne one of them yaa ngi ko fa amee
From who did you succeed?
Nee na yow
late liber
Liba.
of blessed memories
And the late life of President Mayoress did not hand over to you.
Nee na kooku moom deful benn handover.
moom moo ndax moom moo xaanu ko si man
Nee na waaw handover de.
You took over from him.
Nee
waaw
na yow si moom nga jëlee woon.
And you had said he didn't do a handover to
Nee
you.
na te li nga waxoon ci mooy yow bi nga demee foofu.
non dafa am ñu fa nekkoon interim moo fa dee nekka
There was an interim.
Who was the interim?
nee na kan moo fa nekkoon interim.
The late, I cannot remember how much of them.
I cannot remember.
Yeah, so there was no handover from either the late Liber or the interim.
nee na kon dafa mel ni ñaar yëpp kenn deful handover yi jógee ko Liber di late Liber ak di interim tamit.
I think normally it's not the mayors that do the handing over. So you interim, you want to the handing over.
I think nekkul mayor, I don't think it's the mayor who should or supposed to do the
Because
handing
mom dafa def
One-
def elections.
Yes.
Boom, they made at that time, within that time, 3 months, so there was an interim there. So interim more than the handing over to me. Why, unfortunately, don't ma anything.
As I said earlier, it's not the mayor who used to get make handing over, it's the interim. But unfortunately, when I came, as I said, there was no.
Now, when you took over from the late Liber,
And I always see late Liber.
if there were problems, naturally, like I said, any administration, no matter how perfect, when there is a transition, there would be things that to improve on.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, the laws regulating the area council,
Then a loi yi nga xam ne ñoo nekk di regulate wala jubal area council.
they were always present, correct?
Then a loi yooyu wax toujours ñu ngi fekk foofu. Correct?
Like the financial manual is there,
Nee na financial manual mu ngi fa.
correct?
Yeah.
Tu dëgg.
Please respond.
Yes.
Yes.
The Local Government Act and its amendments were present.
Then a local government acts,
The Finance
amendments are present.
and Audit Act,
Finance and Audit Act.
the constitution is there.
The concern is there.
So it's a matter of familiarizing yourself with these laws. I mean, you and your council that are coming in.
Nee na loolu lu wax si yéen mooy fu ko gis ne ngeen toppal loi yooyu nag di leen jàngal pour
This
bi yow
has
sa council.
nothing to do with handing over.
Nee na lii amut loo xam ne
Council. It seems like from understanding Lumawa.
No.
council, I think you understand what I mean.
We are coming in.
Yes.
When we are coming in,
There was nothing like procurement office.
there
It
was
wasn't there.
like procurement.
So procurement was done by the finance director.
The procurement was done by the finance director.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
We set up the procurement.
We set up the procurement.
And the money initiative.
And
Exactly. This is what I mean. So it means
then alone that
And
what
you-
it means is that
you will see it from the correspondence.
you will see it from the correspondent.
So it means that the time been for
It seems that the time while we were there,
but until you am the procurement office,
until we have the procurement office,
we were just doing it just like the CEO moy dem jënd or the finance director moy dem jënd.
we were doing that. Sometimes the CEO will go and purchase or
I understand
you
you.
go and purchase.
Hear me out. I understand you.
And I won't understand.
It's the other way around. You didn't understand my point.
And then mun na nekk yow yaa xamut moom fan la
You would have done some improvement in council, no matter what.
nee na yow mën nga isi foofu improvement si council.
You agree with that.
nee na nangu nga loolu.
I did not dispute that.
nee na moom weddiwut loolu.
If you took over and you said there was no procurement unit,
nee na yow soo jëlee nga dal di ne amut procurement unit.
created a procurement unit.
yow sa bopp yaa ko create.
When was this?
nee na li kañ la woon.
For now, it was created 2019.
2019.
That's a plus.
nee na loolu moom yokkute la.
Now,
nee na léegi.
how did you create a procurement unit?
nee na naka nga create procurement
Because
unit.
you knew it had to happen
nee na te xam nga ne dafa war a am.
for effective governance.
pour nga gis ne mbir mi mun a jub.
Is that not the case?
nee na du loolu.
Yes.
yes.
That's my point.
nee na loolu
And
mooy
so
point.
my point is
nee na point am bi mooy.
the one thing that every incoming administration will inherit
nee na lépp loo xam ne képp li nga xam ne ñu ngi soog a ñëw li nga xam ne dañoo doona.
is the working tools of council.
nee na liggéey li nga xam ne bagage yi nga xam ne council yooyu dañoo doxal liggéey.
So that when a payment is made in a wrong way,
da nga gis ne fay suñ fee si loo xam ne àndut ak jaadu.
it is not the problem of the previous administration.
nekkut ne administration mu fa nekkoon moom problème boobu.
Current administration.
da nga gis ne administration bu ees moom problème boobu.
Because the law remains.
because loi bi moom mu ngi des foofu.
That is my point.
nee na moom si loolu la mu wax.
And you will agree with me with
nee
that.
na te da nga nangu si moom si loolu.
The same way I agree with you regarding you initiating a new procurement unit.
nee na comme moom nu mu nangu si yow si initiative bi
Which
si
is a good initiative.
bi nga xam ne boobu initiative bu baax.
So the same way the laws are there as well.
nee na bi léegi loi ba mu fa ñu fa def.
The council, how much time I wax lii?
lit council
No, let's just clear that.
I understand now.
nee na dañ ñaar
We just clear that part first.
nee na nag jeexal nañ foofu.
I understand you are helping the commission to come up with realistic issues and problems that were faced on a daily basis.
yëg na ne yow yaa ngi jàppale commission bi pour yëgal leen leeral leen problème wala
And I
thématique yi nga xam ne danga ko dee am nee na te moom understand na.
And just on this part,
You know the reason why I tell you
that the procurement was created because there is a need for procurement and it's a plus on your side.
nee na li nga create law nekk na loo xam ne danga ko create foofu te loolu nekk na loo xam ne yokkute la ci sa boor.
But the laws also are one component that were naturally there and received regardless of whether there's a hangover or not.
nee na am na loi yi nga xam ne tamit ñoo ñu ngi foofu ne daan mbiri hangover wala du hangover waaye
Whoever comes will put them there. Whoever comes will meet them there.
képp ku ñëw dafa fekk loi.
This is also a fact.
nee na loolu dëgg na. Yes.
Because
Because
problem here is not even about the handing over.
the problem here is not about the handing over.
Because every problem we have no common solve.
Because
Yes.
every problem have a way of solving it.
When I saw you been handing over,
When I saw that
I was just standing like that
I
alone.
was just standing like that alone.
We quickly mobilized Banjulians.
By unions.
My problem is not that.
My problem is not that.
My problem is we have a mandate from 2018.
My problem is that we have a mandate from 2018.
One man in your office, May 2018.
I came to office May 2018.
So what will you see from 2018 of that May
Whatever you see from 2018 of that May
to December 2018,
to December 2018,
the rest doesn't go through the right channel of procurement because the office was not there.
be rest assured that it doesn't go in the right channel because what
I have given you credit
that office.
on creating the procurement office.
nee na moom jox na la credit creation.
It was not there when you took over from
bi nga
Liabas administration,
si loxo laay ba nekkutoon foofu.
and you came up with the procurement unit.
And yow yaa tax wala yaa isi procurement unit before.
I agree, and the credit is yours.
nee na nangu naa loolu te loolu.
I know you don't like taking credit, not Mayor. I'm just saying that hear me out, just part of the administration that you have received are the laws to move with. The financial manual were there, the act is there, and all the relevant laws are there. Is that a fact?
Yes. Man dama bëgg nga dimbali ma li ma laa wax mooy
I want you to assist me. What I'm telling you is that
2018 June.
Yes.
June 2018.
Imagine the book B.
When I was buying this book.
Imagine the pencil B.
When I was buying this pencil.
It was not them through procurement, legal procurement way.
It doesn't went through legal procurement.
Because the procurement office was not there.
Because there wasn't like any.
So it's either CEO more than Jedako.
So it was the CEO who went to buy it.
Or the finance director.
Or the financial director.
So lulu so ko ide tay fi.
But for that, if you bring it here,
it's all. It doesn't go through procurement. Yes, it doesn't go. Yes, it
yes.
Lulu regarding because it was not there.
That is only the answer you should hear because it wasn't there.
Let me correct you on that. For the payments of Fatum Benga,
You asked for 5 minutes.
yes, let me just have 2 more questions, Chair.
Yes,
Ram.
please.
The first is the payments for Fatum Benga. Please interpret that. Please interpret that. Oh, okay, you're drinking.
Excuse me.
No, you're tired.
Yes.
The chair says you're tired. That's why I'm saying today. The payments made to Fatum Benga on your behalf are mainly for 2022. You understand? These ones, they were already procurement unit. You know, is that right?
Very well.
Very well.
The last question is that there was an incident where you purchased LED lights from Senegal. Recall this.
Yes, I do.
GPPA
GPPA
refused to grant your request to single sources.
Request before single source.
You still went ahead and authorized the purchase of the LED lights.
Then I believe go ahead nga joxe kaddu pour ñu jënd lead lights mooy lamp.
That's evidence we have got.
nee na lii mooy evidence bi nga xam ne am nañ ko fii.
Is it correct?
ñu naan daa dëgg la.
Legal so.
Dit kat.
Ne GPPA dañu reject that procurement.
Yes.
Wallahi fii laa ko déggee si commission bi la.
That is news to me from this commission that the GBB have rejected the request of the civil source.
So ma déggal loolu ci at ma wax.
I have never ever heard of that.
Man the only thing lu ma xam mooy tukki naa.
The only thing that I know was that I traveled,
Ma ñëw.
came,
ñu ne ma GPPA jox nañu lifin pour ñu jënd bagage yi.
and I was informed that the GBBA have given the green light to buy the.
Camera si moo ma ko wax.
It was Kamala.
Mr. the CEO,
Then our CEO,
okay, finish what you were saying.
then I'm going to
Camera moo ma ko wax.
It was Kamala who informed me.
Ma oo CEO bi si boppam.
I called CEO himself.
Ma laaj ko kañ la ñu war a jënd lampa yi.
I asked him when are we purchasing the land.
Ma ne ko parce que dafa ojjat fu mu nekk nii Tabakoro lifin naka lëndëm na lëndëm boo xam ne.
Because I told him it's very urgent. Tobacco Road is very dark.
Te time boobu noonu gëstu ñu ngi door di génn.
At that time there was crocodiles coming out of the water.
Letter boobu noonu according to CEO.
That letter, according to the CEO,
Camera si boppam moo ko binda.
Kamara was the very person who wrote it.
The evidence we have gathered and the CEO
Then
Mr. Bashir,
evidence began I'm not going for CEO Mr. Bashir.
confirmed and corroborated that evidence
Then a mom one for telling our hand and a more.
is that the rejection is here. Is that when GPA rejected
Then a rejection we need Shilo and the GBB rejected.
the mayor
Then a mayor
said they should go ahead,
then a little more took the devil and
that she will not sit and allow crocodiles to cause problems in Banjul.
Then because yow mom lu wax moy CEO bi yow wax nga ne do tok wala do mëna tok nga gis ne crocodile wala jesseti def nañ problème Banjul.
I'm not worried much about the comment. I'm not worried about the comment.
Nena mom affaire wax comment bi mom worried ba.
I was not there,
Nena fekk yow ko neex.
even though the witnesses state so.
Nena ko xam even witness bi su wax yow sax mo fekk.
Why will the council go ahead with the procurement all the way to Senegal when it has already been rejected for very legal reasons by GPPA?
Nena lu tax council bi dal di ko
Go ahead.
dem jënd dampay Sénégal te fekk GBBA bi dañ leen reject.
We cancel.
Nit kas
Man duma toog fii ma fenal
I will not
bacci bi.
I will not sit here and tell lies to watch it. Watch it tell lies.
Suma diggante yàlla rek laay wax.
Between myself and God, that's what I'm speaking from.
Li ma ko xamal yëpp xamaluma ko fenn nag.
All what I told him or what I let him know, I have never known it from anywhere.
Nit sooy wax rek nga wax sa digga.
If somebody is saying something, try to say the truth.
Xaw ma nag oversight la si moom.
I don't know whether it was an oversight from him.
waaye su fekkoon ne GPPA dañ reject lii ma ne ko bàcc li demal def ko dinaa taxaw fii tey ma ne damaa ko wax.
But if I told the GPP have rejected this and I told him to go and do it, today when I'm here, I would say exactly.
Did you
Well,
request for legal? Well,
Then another request for approval.
when they told you that it was approved, did you request for it?
Then approval with a request.
non
No.
xaw ma nag GPPA.
Maybe it's a show mistake.
waaw mooy lu ma la wax xam nga li council.
As what I'm telling you, that cousin.
sooy liggéeyal nit tamit foog nga jox ko the benefit of the doubt.
Correct.
ne bàcc li lu ma wax rek dama ko ne ko indil kayit bi.
Whatever you are doing, when you are working with people, you need to give them the
because
benefit of the doubt.
foog ma am trust boo xam
It
ne.
doesn't mean that whatever he tell me, I say bring the paper and I write it, but I need to trust it.
You
The
might say
procurement
that dama
was
naive.
not even conducted by the procurement unit, by the contracts committee.
Nena tesoko sete nena procurement pisane kune procurement office nyoko conduct wala contract.
The manner in which this procurement was done
Nena nga gis ne mbir mi jot bi nga xam ne boobu ngeen ko jël boobu ngeen jël bu def ni
could not have been done
nena war leen ko daa def sax
if not all
su fekkee ne
the area council followed the GPPA regulation.
su fekkee ne area council dafa toppa GPPA regulation.
And so to go, in fact, all the way to Senegal
Nena waaye fu tukki sax dem jóge ko fi dem ba Sénégal.
without, in fact, the procurement method,
Nena soo ko seetee si procurement method bi
there was no procurement method followed.
nena benn procurement method topp leen ko.
So this It's a problem.
nee na lii moom isi teexateex bi
I want to stop there.
nee na waaye dafa bëgg a em fii
I don't want to be to be reminded again of the time.
nee na bëggut pour ñu xelal ko ne waxtu jot na wala
So
rob na
my part, I will stop there.
nee na pour moom fii la moo toll
But we will so
dama la
see
na
the
wax
next
ne
matter.
nee na waaye bii moom léegi fu mu ne nii dañ ko tegal moom su ñëwaatee ñu jeexal
soo ma mayee madame Chia 1 minute rek ma wax la Sénégal bi naka la ñëwee
Honorable
mais
Mayor, we will continue because we have a lot of issues that we need to discuss with you. This is just the start. Now it's time.
May I apply that the registrar
Yeah.
give the witness copies of the
Is this an admitted document?
yes,
All right.
to give copies to the witness so that the witness will have access to the copies to better advise herself
Okay.
coming on Monday.
madame Chia dama doon apply pour dama dem tukki tey dama board meeting in Mauritania
All right.
so I'll be back on Tuesday. Why Tuesday dañ am gan UN Habitat is coming because ñoom ñoo ñu doon defal VLRP so dañoo ñëw pour inaugurate the VLR so dafa mel ni the whole of next week ñoom ñu ngi fii
All right. We would interpose your evidence, and that should be next week. Should be today is what June 27th. So next week, so we will see you on the 7th of July. So we'll expect to see you on Monday 7th of July at 10.
7th of July
Yes, that would have taken the 1 week. We would have given you the 1 week, and we will interpose your evidence. So we may rise. Thank you so much for coming.
thank you